Here. Hello. Hey guys. Kind of was running late today. I was gonna come on a little earlier, but oops. Hey Grandma of Texas. Hey everybody. Hey. How's it going? How you guys doing? I put on this hoodie and I'm hot now. Copy. I didn't go live the last 2 nights, so I was wanting to go live today. Catch up and say hi. What are you guys doing? Why are we live at this hour? Well, it's almost easier to go live during the day on the weeknights. I feel like I'm so hey Ranger. I feel like I'm so pressed for time at nighttime. Hey. I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that's happened. Oh my goodness, Mitch. That scared me. Thank you, Mitch. Oh, that thing is so pretty. The sound, if you have headphones in when that thing plays, sounds so cool. Hey, Macy. Hey, Goober. Nope, it is not 1 a.m. I missed you guys. Man, I feel like when I take a couple nights off, I just even though I'm on at night, in chats and stuff, I still feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. Oh, how cute. Thank you, Ranger. Little kangaroo, Roo Rumble. Shut up. How cute. Is that a little donut whale ocean? What is that? Mitch. Thank you, baby. By the glaciers. That was so cool. Thank you, Goober. That was so pretty. I'm obsessed with all the little whale gifs. All of them. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Ranger. Thank you. Oh, are those donuts? I think those are. That's what. Is that the one that MJ calls the Fruit Loop? Little Fruit Loop ones. Thank you, Debbie. I think they're They almost look like donuts. I miss it every time someone sends, and she's like, "Oh, there's the Fruit Loop ones," and I'm like, "Dang it, I missed it again." Hey, Pink Bird. Thank you for the heart moose. It looks like Fruit Loops. Yeah, they kind of look like donuts too, though. See the nails? Kind of chip one it looked like, right? I had a big old package to open. I think they're towels. Towels. I caved and bought towels on TikTok Shop. So as soon as I'm done smoking, I'll go open them. But I wanted to stream Mallory's live, but I'm gonna need a streamer because I got my kiddo home today. One of them. Yeah, it's hot today. I'm regretting this black sweater, black hoodie. Yeah, I can't stream. I could if I were in my room, but of course, Ranger, how was your trip? Did you have so much fun? I don't reckon I got any photos, except for, I got a couple, but that wasn't good enough. All right. Good. I feel like that was such a short trip. Maybe just because your other trips were so much longer. Hey, Contrary. I know. What did Miss Unknown say last night? She's like, Ranger, I want to be you when I grow up. Just like taking flights everywhere. I'm like, seriously. She loves me more, Hazel. Okay, I only got one, and then I mistake 2 random dogs to be her dogs. So, oh, thank you, S babe. Hey, Virgo. Hi, Haley. Calm down. I was like, oh, those your dogs? Your dogs got to come? She was like, those aren't my dogs. I was like, oh. Well, the one on the left looked like one of your dogs. And to be fair, it kind of did, but. Oh, did Rutina fall asleep live last night? Oh my God. I only made it to like midnight last night. See, you guys had somebody to fall asleep to. How funny. I think when Rutina falls asleep live, it's like my favorite thing ever. Hey, Miss Beth. Rawr. Let me take off this sweater. Hey, Marlissa. Ranger gonna come stream for me.
I just wanted to tell you one thing. Oh, look, my box is black. How about that? Oh, there I am. Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I was like, what? I laughed because Retina fell asleep and her profile picture was Mallory picking her nose. Oh my God. And Unknown was hilarious. You know how Unknown, she's just talking to herself. It was just hilarious. It was
That's
just,
funny.
yeah, it was so funny.
Unknown cracks me up.
Yeah, same here. Like, listen, she was replaying that other stuff, and I agree with someone in the chat that they were like they had to bail because they can't take it anymore. I didn't bail, but it's still really,
It is. It is
yes.
very.
Let me show
Did
you.
she replay Mallory's from yesterday?
Yeah, I think that's what no, she was playing I think OG and Megan and stuff. Look at
Yeah.
my balloon dog smash. There's
Oh,
one,
shut up. How cute is that?
two. Look at that
Those
big
glass?
purple back. Yeah. And then look at this one. This one's dying.
Oh, I like that one.
And
You
this
knew
one's
I'd like that one.
this one's pooping. Okay.
Oh my
That's all. I
gosh.
just want to show you that.
How funny. Those are so cute. Is that you got those on your trip?
No, I just collect
Oh.
like when
Oh, you
oops.
collected?
Yeah, I don't really like if they're there, I'll buy one, and if they're not, they're not.
How cute. Where would you even buy those?
I see them at the airport sometimes.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, no, me too, Ashley. That's my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna shut down.
Love you.
I bought you. Bye.
All right, let me see if they're good quality. And then we'll go hide in my room and stream as much as we can. Cute. Came in a giant box. Jen, I know. I should get my little tripod, but I don't feel like fumbling around with that thing. Walking around. Probably gonna need it for my bedroom though. Well, and Hazel, the nature of the stream is pretty vulgar and also triggering. You know what I mean? I don't think little kiddos should be. But if I'm in my room, my kiddo's out here, she won't. I'll see her coming before she sneaks up on us. Ooh, what is that? Oh, goodness. Smell kind of weird, but Nothing a washing machine won't take out. This is home collections. These are 100% cotton. I like them. I'm going to stream Mallory's live from yesterday. Ooh, they smell. They smell like a manufacturing company. Hand towels, washcloths, and regular towels. Sweet. Oh, yes, son. You almost got blocked, user. You got some followers, though. Got a profile picture. At least change your name. If you need me, call me, okay? Hold on a minute. Okay. Got my trusty tripod. We'll see if I can make it work in the bedroom. You have a reminder for everyone? Do you want to come up? Hey, Mallory. Hey, Butthead.
That Regina posted last week of Mallory shaking her maracas in the camera. Does
Mm-hmm.
anyone remember what that's from? It was from Petty's Live when Samantha was upset because someone was sharing her pictures and Mallory was mocking her. So I just wanted to remind everyone of that. She was mocking someone who was upset that pictures she had shared with a gentleman got shared to everyone.
Yeah, she's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, even I could, like, do something like that. I
Yep. So
remember.
I slept all day yesterday, so I missed all the festivities, but I wanted to remind everyone of that today. See ya.
Thank you.
Well, of course, it's not that big a deal to her
Hi.
because she likes to sexualize other people but doesn't want to be sexualized. And
Right.
that's why I always go back to someone who's been through something serious doesn't do that to other women. So,
Yep.
or say the triggering words that she says over and over again.
Which, by the way, in this live that we're about to listen to, that are very triggering words. She does it on purpose. But if at any time, it gets to be too much, please just step away for however long you need to and come back because it's short lived.
Hi, Malboo.
Hi, Rachel.
I just wanted to say one thing. May I commend everyone that comes up to this box and has like the mental capacity to hold on to all those memories. I can't even remember what I went into the kitchen for. And people can remember things that happened like from, I don't even know how long ago. I really am envious of that.
Girl, me too. Like Regina, like that girl just can shoot, just like straight. She's like a
Yeah.
spitfire. I can just remember
And
everything that anybody's ever said or posted or shown or like
yes.
how do you remember all that stuff? I
No, I
don't.
don't.
I
Hazel, I
can't.
don't. I can remember stuff about my dogs. That's it. I hoed my memory out back in college. It got knocked out of me, and that was the end of that.
She's cracking me up. She'll have a long sentence and she'll say it and then she'll be okay, goodbye.
Yeah,
That's
goodbye.
you know why she does that? So nobody says I love you. She
Yeah,
doesn't feel bad for
just
not
drop.
saying it back.
I
I'm
caught her
gonna
the
start
last time
saying
she
it.
was up. I was
I'm
like,
gonna
"Love
start
you,
saying it
Ranger."
right when
She's
she
like,
walks in.
like,
Right
"Love
when
you,
she gets
Ranger."
in
And
the
she's like, "I'm very
box.
fond of you." Bye. Okay, let's see if I can get this tripod to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna drop so I can eat my
Okay,
lunch because
okay,
you're
okay.
a horrible bestie, but that's okay. At least I can hear your voice.
You'll be fine.
I have
Let's
something to
see.
listen to. Yeah.
Take this
Okay.
picture down. All right.
Catch
First of
free.
all, I don't think trash is in here yet, but I bet you Luciana got you. Wait, hold on. Yesterday, somebody sends me a message, and they're like asking me if I saw this. Reportedly, supposedly, this is. I don't know who says at the top. Apparently, this is Mittens. Now I don't know if it is Mittens. If it is Mittens, can I guess I just ask for myself. Can I get some proof of where I sent any of that to anybody? Right there. Yeah. And if it is Mittens, I don't speak on you. I don't talk about you. So I'm just kind of curious where the fuck that came from. I need to go get my headphone case. Oh, hold on while my iPad gets turned on here. Hold on. Let me go get my headphone case. Okay. So, anyways. So again, this live is gonna be, yeah, supposedly that's Mittens. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Sorry, some spam person called, but it's still like going to voicemail. Supposedly that was Mittens. So I'm just curious what prompted her to come for me. But I mean, if you care to explain at the very least, where I sent any P3DO, any information, let alone photos, that would be great. Because if you guys remember, I posted all of our messages, a whole screen recording of every last message I sent to him on both accounts of his, and then there was one Snapchat, and he had sent the Snapchat to me, and it was stuff of Monster. Thank you, Jen. So yeah, we're just just waiting to see the proof on that. But anyways, is it loud? My husband's out back grinding metal of fucking cores. Do I need to close that window? How dare him choose to work right when I want to go live. Just kidding. He's been working all day. Okay, it's good. All right. Well, if it becomes annoying, let me know. Hopefully after I start playing this, you probably won't even hear it. So again, trigger warning. This girl's a nutcase, so.
Hi, Carmen.
I haven't been live the last 2 nights. That's why I'm live right now. You haven't missed anything.
I have a spot on your camera and I keep getting something on my eye. Good. I'm glad you're okay. I know stuff like that can be hard to go through. Oh. Okay. Yeah, definitely do. Is everybody okay? Especially if you used to be up late last night, then I'm gonna say it. Because a lot of stuff in my life I got said wasn't okay. Pretty much stopped the BS and spent the entire night trying to make excuses for what her son did. Her own live about, but I'm not sorry I said it. People got mad at me for being the one to remind them what she specifically said word for word on her own live about Anthony and his little sister. But I'm not sorry I said it. There's a reason that when I worked in DVSA advocacy, I took a $10,000 a year annual banquet and turned it into a $50,000 a year annual banquet. And managed to do so without stealing, thousands of dollars from.
Did you catch that? Thank you, Amanda. Did y'all catch that? You know what that's called, Mallory? That's called deflection. And you do that a lot in this live. Just wanted to point it out so that maybe if you ever wanted to educate yourself, you could do so. Hold on. Oh, my kids are coming.
Like Regina did that fundraiser that she did.
Deflection. Can you guys hear it okay? I don't want to turn it up too loud.
Hi, everybody. I don't know that. Karen, I don't see anything. Thank you, Lovey. How are you doing, hon? I've been around. It's just, I haven't been on as much. In my opinion, I think a lot of people have gone too far anymore. And, yeah. Like, you literally seem to forget that. There's a reason why I took a budget and I turned it around. There's a reason why I raised 6 figures. And it's not because I pussyfooted around shit. It's because I told the stories and I made people see the fucking reality of it. Also, just so everybody's aware,
Kind of skips right here for whatever reason.
Oh shit, I didn't take a picture of it. Marilyn did get addressed last night for getting up in the box and saying that she took back an apology. that she gave to me. So I messaged her and I said, next time you do something like that, you should remember that you're taking back an apology from somebody who. I messaged her and I said, next time you do something like that, you should remember that you're taking back an apology from somebody who.
It figures it out at some point. It's skipping. I don't know why. I don't know if it's her Wi-Fi or I think it is because eventually she figures it out.
I can prove it was Marilyn I sent this photo to, or this message to, by the way. I sent it on my name.
She's got a screenshot of what she wrote to Marilyn because, of course, she's upset that Marilyn took back her apology about her, in quote, essay. I got a package. I'll show you guys from Bear. I'll show you guys in a second, but she's upset. Get out of there, nosy. She's upset that Marilyn took back her apology. And so she's gonna crash the fuck out about that, but it's kind of loud. I don't want to push it right now. It's so loud. But yeah, so I go to check my P.O. box the other day. When I open it up, the first thing I see in the bag is this. And I'm like, who the fuck got a hold of my P.O. box? I knew somebody was gonna send me fucking a big old box of spiders. That's what I thought it was at first. Scared the shit out of me. Okay, but it's a spider repellent and then a bullshit button. So thank you, Bear. I haven't been on the last 2 nights to scared the shit out of me. I almost shat my pants, but okay. Anyways, so she's upset that Marilyn took it back. Now she's gonna crash the fuck out about it for the rest of the live. Sounds like this. I wish I was in the shed so I could just smoke.
I do want to remind people, by the way, that me reminding Marilyn about the blackmail, that's been talked about before. Smashly and all of them still choose to say that I wasn't SA'd. But when I blocked Marilyn last night after sending her this message, I got this message. Well, it's not SA because they don't like me, and Marilyn got in a box last night and told survivors how they're supposed to act. So according to Marilyn...
I got it backwards now, sorry. Yeah. Got used to going this way.
No, keep in mind, I've also been open and honest in that the person who did this to me absolutely got arrested later on for doing things to other women. So it's
funny how more and more shit just keeps coming out.
Rather than talk about what's happened to me in totality, I stopped because Smashly was so insensitive when she got on here and said that, should we find the clip where Smashly said I was ripped from my beehole to my beehole so you can't have been SA'd? Because I remember Smashly saying that on live and nobody got mad at Smashly for saying that to a victim.
Yes, I do my babies. I do my own nails.
Smash said absolutely.
Did you see that again? See what that is? That's called deflection. Mallory. Deflection.
Disgusting things. Smash absolutely sat there and basically said if you weren't ripped from your beehole to your beehole, you weren't raped or SA. We need to find the clips of her invalidating that shit. If they want to be mad about what got said last night and not address the fact that Smashly let a P3 around them, and then Smashly's little friend, contrary contradictions that she's protecting, sent people's minors, children information to a P3. We can do that. We could actually show the patterns of how Smashly talks about SA and survivorship. I think people forget all the nasty things that Smashly said.
Ranger. I've been cracking up over that for 2 fucking days, bitch.
You and Joyce both told her what she was doing was disgusting and invalidating, and she's basically said she didn't care. No, it's SA, pause. It's SA. And that's why it's absolutely ridiculous that people are literally sitting there pretending to be advocates because they want to try to make it look like I harbored a P3. But this right here, this is Marilyn, by the way. And a lot of you will remember, I've shared the specific part about the blackmail. And they still chose to tell me I wasn't SA'd.
Hey. So I did apologize, and I want to explain this real briefly, but I did apologize to her because I'm all about law and order, okay? So back when she started saying this, and I could say something and pull a Mallory, but I don't have any proof, so I'll keep it to myself. But she did say something about a year or two ago relating to the fact that she has never been SA'd. But nobody can find the clip. But
I know. Many people remember it, but I was there.
Find it. I was there. So anyways, but we can't, no one has the proof. So anyways, in my endeavors of trying to like her, trying to give her a chance for some fucked up reason, even though it was against every fiber of my being to do so, I was like, let me just try to give this bitch a chance. And I'm going to look this law up. And I did come across a law that had said that if you were deceived and someone was portraying to be something else, blah, 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 it is a SA. So I was like, well, shit, there it is. So I did apologize to her because I came at her pretty harshly about it not being SA. And I was like, law's law. And then it was brought to my attention like months later that law that I came across never passed. It fell to the wayside. And now you can't even find it. So that really pissed me the fuck off because in my convictions with somebody, if my gut is telling me something is off, and it always has, even before Mallory came out with this shit, it's usually true. And it went against my convictions to even have to apologize, but I did it because I was under the impression that, okay, well, the law says it is. Like, even if it's weird to me, but the law says it is. So I did redact it. And I said to her in a live that I had redacted it or something. And then I haven't been on the app much because my family's here, but I saw her and I'm like, oh God, she was running her mouth in Megan. So I got up and I said it was an SA. I have since looked it up and I have chat GPT'd it in every scenario that I could. And it's only SA. You have legal ground if a condom was removed without your consent, if the person had HIV or an STI and you didn't know it, or they were taken on a whole different identity, like stealing someone's identity, their driver's license, all of it. And they were portraying to be completely like they adopted this like identity fraud. They had adopted this whole identity thing. It's not if her scenario is more reminiscent of, say you were engaged in an affair and you didn't know your partner was married with kids. That is where her scenario is coming from. That type is emotional trauma and abuse. Was it some kind of trauma for her? Was it devastating to have her heart broken like that and be deceived? Yes. Was it assault?
Nobody has ever said otherwise.
Exactly.
Like, even I have said, like, girl, I know that probably wasn't fun.
Right.
I'm not saying you shouldn't be upset about it. You didn't have a right to be sad or upset or hurt or devastated. You know what I mean? All those feelings are valid. And I've said many, many times, in my opinion, it is not what you're saying it is, in my opinion.
Exactly. And it's not,
like, you can't be upset because my opinion is my opinion, girl.
Right. And you can't be upset. And who am I to her?
And she'll never change it. That's the thing. Right. It's like she wants to change everybody's opinion. Well, you can't. You're wasting your breath.
Well, and you're talking about, I'm an multiple SA survivor. And what she said about the whole, and then I clocked her about saying the whole thing about describing in explicit detail about what someone had done to a child of SA that pertained to Stop the Bullshit Son with incest. I'm a survivor of that type. And that triggered me, that she would get on there and graphically talk about it, not once, but a few times. And there was glee in her voice. There was a giddiness in her step, in her beat with which she said those words, almost excitedly that she was describing it. Not that she was, I'm just going to repeat what the mother said. The mother said it, so I can say it too. And any SA survivor that's gone through that would never get up there and just drop that, not once, not twice, but a few times. And she continues to say it. And so, yeah, I got up and and I'd had enough and clocked her. So she sent me a DM and talked and blocked, and I was like, oh, bitch, but you didn't block me on this account, so I did the same thing. So it's just, but listen, I'm not saying that what she went through is a trauma. It just wasn't, it's a hard pill to swallow because true SA survivors know what sexual assault is. Not if you're deceived, not if some dude's saying, you know, like, look, we're getting in a relationship and you find out that they're, I don't know, dude, but
what irritated me the most was her like I said, a lot of us remember, but we can't prove it. But I know that's what I heard is her saying she couldn't relate. And it was when she got into a weird kind of sticky situation about, I think, the whole Arvel thing with the birthday money, and then all of a sudden it comes out. Like, right. you were like in a heated argument with people about money, right, or whatever, and then now all this comes out. Like, it just seemed so staged and so strategic.
Well, and now the story
it annoyed me.
The story's growing and changing, and she's adding more to it. Like, well, now it was blackmail, and now I've been this, that, and the other, and she so badly wants to be in this kind of club, and it's like, that's just weird. Like, how many branches are there to her story, bitch? Like, it's I don't know, but I stand on what I said. I'm not going to take back what I said. I know there's people that are upset with me that are friends with her, but it is what it is, man. Like, I feel the same way with the whole Alyssa thing. I just have convictions about people, and when a vibe is off for me, it's off. And I'm not going to take back what I said, but she can have a crash out. That's fine. Anyways, I just thought I'd hop up and explain it. Okay, yep. Bye.
Mods don't have to keep spamming in the chat. If at some point if I mute, it's because we got little sneaky ears coming over here. Well, all of a sudden she wants to see the cat. You haven't wanted to be with the cat all morning, all day. Now you do. Okay.
Even if you are in a relationship with somebody and you consent to one or multiple times, you can still be great or SA'd down the road by that person. Mm-hmm. You can still be SA'd in a relationship.
Yep.
You can technically consent to somebody your partner is forcing you to do things with, and it's still SA because you were threatened to do it.
Oh, is she here?
So if we're going to continue to do this and we're going to continue to gatekeep survivorship to attempt to make people look as if they weren't actually victims, we can do it. Because at this fucking point, I'm tired of pulling back and not.
Oh yeah, when somebody said that SJ was incest, and I was like, girl, are you incest or something like that, like making a total joke, and SJ laughed and everybody laughed until somebody got a hold of SJ, and then SJ was like, oh, now it's a big deal. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
On the whole fucking story on what happened to me because I'm fucking scared.
Really, because nobody. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a few hours after you had came out with the story in the first place. It was several hours until I went live that night and then was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it just seems like every time this situation gets brought up, something else gets added to it. Like, oh, well, you don't know because I didn't tell it all, or it was only a scenario, or like every time you switch it up to allude to the fact that there's more to the story, you know what I mean? And I don't need you to say anything else. You know what I mean? Nobody's asking you. Nobody, is telling you to do that. But based on what we've all heard, those of us that agree, right? Those of us that agree with each other that we don't believe in our hearts that that's what it is, what you're calling it, right? Based on what the knowledge that we were given, the story that we were told, we stand on what we say. Now, should there be more to the story? Maybe that would change. But nobody's asking you to put that out there. Nobody's asking you to keep fighting us. God damn it. I don't want to talk about this shit at all. Because even though I don't consider it to be SA, it doesn't mean I don't realize that it hurt you and that it was probably traumatic and that it probably did fuck you up for a long time. You know, maybe you still did. I don't know. No, I'm not saying that you aren't allowed to feel the way you feel. I'm just letting you know you won't change my mind based on the information that I've been given that it's what you say it is. And I'm just speaking for myself. I know I could speak for a few other people who, you know, who have come up here and have been very loud about how they feel, right? But everybody, you know what I mean? You can't change my mind based on the information I've been given. So you can't just be like, oh, well, you know, you guys don't know the whole story. Well, we weren't given the whole story. We were only given allegedly, supposedly, reportedly a part of the story. So, you know what I mean? We made our decision based on that. And again, it's not the end of the world, Mallory. Like, honestly, if you just stop talking about it, I guarantee you people would just probably fucking shut. I mean, you probably have a couple stray people that they do that shit to us too. You know what I mean? Like, just ignore it, girl. Just get over it. Get over the people. You're not going to change people's opinions on you. You know what I mean? You're not going to change their mind. And the more you obsess about it, the worse it just looks on you, girl.
When I tell you this app was the first time I told anyone outside Arvel or my therapist or my boss at the DV shelter that I worked at, and that was the experience I had, I want to remind you, my experience started before I knew his name and told him anything to do with someone who was married, had children, anything like that. I was looking for a serious relationship and I didn't want to do anything but that. He lied about everything because he knew the answer was going to be no. That is coercion. That is coercion. And the fact that some of you all think that you can tell people that because they said yes, not knowing the actuality of it, is like telling somebody, well, you should have made sure they didn't have HIV before you went and had sex with them. That's your fault for getting it. No, they lied. That's actually SA2, by the way. That's a big offense.
Yo.
That's a huge offense.
Dude, because HIV is fucking permanent. Duh. It's a fucking disease. Duh.
You can consent knowingly to somebody,
Never mind. I'm not too sure.
be a willing participant of it, and then contract something like that. And it
Hey,
goes from
Josephine.
I would have ever consented to I never would have consented. And guess what happens? There are absolutely situations where people consent that are still SA because of the circumstances. Still, I also want to say, listen, the fact that anybody on this app claims that they are an advocate of anything while telling women that their SA is invalid and that they didn't experience SA is absolutely wild to me. And the fact that any of you all were okay listening to Smashley on night number 1 say I was ripped from my V-hole to my B-hole, so you couldn't have been SA because that's not what your experience was, is absolutely disgusting because all of you ran on that and not the truth.
Twist it all you want, Mallory.
And I don't think you understand how many women don't talk about their situations because of people like you. And I will continue to be fucking loud about it because it is absolutely disgusting that people cannot wrap their mind around the definition of consent and that some of these women are raising daughters right now. I am genuinely concerned that women who are raising daughters are getting in boxes telling people that SA is not SA. I am absolutely disgusted with somebody who literally got a message last night reminding her that I talked about the blackmail that occurred in my situation, and she still sent me a message in all caps and said that's not SA.
Yeah, the blackmail thing came out of nowhere too.
She got in a box and she said,
That wasn't in the original story. I could probably find the original story right now. We could probably listen to it, but like, just over time, it's changed so much.
back ever apologizing
things
to you
have been
because
added,
what happened to you
you
isn't
know.
illegal. Meanwhile, I've talked about the photographs multiple occasions. I've talked about the blackmail. I've talked about the fact that I was threatened that my parents would be given shit.
Her ad is running on ADHD. It's all one word, running on ADHD. It's like Malapope or something like that. Something Pope or Pope. What the fuck is her name? Pope something. Right, Marla.
But that doesn't matter, does it, Marilyn? Because that can't be SA, even though the comment that you were responding to very clearly indicated that.
Yeah, Bird. Who said that?
So here's what I'm gonna say. I hope to God that some of you women that tell me my essay wasn't real,
this might be the first time I was in my actual room.
that your photographs are going to be given to a loved one. Oh, to God, you never know the feeling of being told if you don't do something, those photographs are going to be given to everybody. Oh, to God, you never have to sit here and worry that your photographs are put online for other people to look at because somebody wants to get revenge on you.
So I'm sure a lot of us have seen Retina's video, but I'm gonna play it right now. Because I feel like it's very important.
I finally got a chance to ever have
Turning it up.
to worry that your photographs are going to be given to a loved one. Oh, to God, you never know the feeling of being told if you don't do something, those photographs are going to be given to everybody. Oh, to God, you never have to sit here and worry that your photographs are put on. You must have the absolute worst case of amnesia I have ever
Pause
seen.
that for just one
Because
second. Because I just want to touch on what she says. I hope your photographs are never put on the internet for malicious intent, and none of your relatives have to see it. Well, let me tell you, you dumb bitch. When you made those pictures of me with popsicles in my mouth and made the popsicles look something different than popsicles, I want you to know that my fucking daughter saw those and called me crying. So don't say you hope to God nobody ever does that to you, because you did that to me. And my child saw it. So before you speak, Mallory, you should remember what you have done to others. It's okay, good person, Gloria. Not only did my daughter see them, but somebody in my family member saw them who has been through that without her consent. At the age of 12, she was in the 8th grade.
She'll never be ashamed. Spiritual, she'll just get on and deflect again. That's what she does.
Well, then she can go ahead and deflect. Okay, I'm gonna drop because I've been holding that for a good couple of days when I saw Retina's video yesterday, or I guess 24 hours. And she'll deflect and you know. But yeah, you can go around love you too, Ashley. You can go around calling people whore and all these other things when you don't even know me. You don't know what I've been through.
Yep. She doesn't know what any of us have been through.
No, none of us.
Big
So just
time.
remember what you do to other people, Mallory, before you start spewing bullshit out of your mouth.
Yeah, facts.
Okay, I'm gonna drop. Love you. Bye. Love you guys.
Big Tam, you can come up in just a second. But because I don't have my headphone in right now, I can't be up though. Let me finish this video.
I didn't give these photographs to a single person, a Florida man. Artie shared these photos that came from a very. Somebody wants to get revenge on you. Mallory, you must have the absolute worst case of amnesia I have ever seen, because I didn't give these photographs to a single person, a Florida man. Artie shared these photos that came from a very deep conversation when her and I were friends. So like you said, the photos were given for revenge. And then Florida Man posted them. You were also in the live when Megan spoke about it, OG spoke about it, and Florida Man put them up. Do you really want to go there? This is why I will continue to call you a fucking hypocritical swine. Never have to worry.
So, okay, go ahead, Big Tam. You can come up. And then just try to make it quick because I can't have you guys like in a box talking about, you know what I mean? For too long.
Hey, Mallory, why do you keep doing these things, these vile things. How would you like somebody to keep doing these things to you? I mean, you're supposed to be a woman, and women are supposed to be help each other, not bring them down. Um, I remember a long time ago when I come on this app, and I used to come in your live, and you was a good person. I do not know what happened to you, but you need to stop, because you're not a very nice person, and I can't stand to even listen to you now. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh. And no, you're fine. You're totally fine. Oh, people are talking, and I can't like stop you fast enough. I turned down the volume, but it's just easier. Just get it out, and then I can keep. At least with the volume, like with the iPad, I can pause it quickly. Don't be sorry.
Oh, God, you'd never find out the photographs were taken.
I would have told you guys to stop.
Unknowingly. And to God, that one day you never have to listen to any of your daughters tell you that happened to them.
What I think happened, because somebody said in the comments, agreed, except I don't think she was ever a good person. I kind of agree with that. I feel like she had this mask on for a long time, and it just slowly but surely people started picking it away and revealing like layer by layer who she actually is. And now she's at a point where there's no more layers. Like, this is what you get. And she's just going to do it regardless.
Because I'm actually genuinely afraid what some of you would say to your own daughters if they were essayed or raped. No, I didn't take any pictures of them because I'm not a fucking snake and I'm not dirty, and I would never threaten a person like that. Because it's rape, it's SA, it's literally coercion, it's forcing people into a situation because they're terrified. And for anybody to sit there and not know the whole situation and tell a person that their situation is invalid and they're lying about being SA. Do y'all know that Retina's been in comments talking about how she's going to find my abuser? I'm just saying, Retina, the girl who got up in a box last night and told people how advocates are supposed to behave, literally is in comments telling people she's going to find people's abusers in 2026. They held a whole live about it in Bubbles one time. But it's okay, right, Holly Mae? It's okay for your friend to threaten to go find people's abusers, right? I would think that after what Holly Mae went through, she would be a little bit more angry at her friend for doing something like that. But it only matters if it happens to Holly Mae. I've tried to be really fucking quiet. I have. But when I tell you the messages that I got last night that broke my fucking heart, the people who have felt that they were just told that their story doesn't matter, the people who are literally so scared to speak about it, they haven't even told their therapist. And it's been 20, 30 years.
I don't believe that. I don't.
And the
believe
people
anybody
that
messaged,
sat in my
except for
inbox
maybe
and told
like
me last night.
Aries. I believe Aries messaged you. I feel like she would, but I don't think I believe anybody else did.
That's exactly why I will never tell my story. I hope that every person who tells a victim or a survivor how they are supposed to behave one day has to reconcile with the fact that they have damaged survivors, that they have made them feel less than, that they have made them feel unsafe. Because one thing about me, you'll notice I've never come on here and ever questioned anybody's situation like that. The number of messages I have from people that y'all will never know about where they have told me what happened to them and said, you're the first person I told. Well, but here's the thing. Even when you consent, you're not consenting all the time. Like that's what baffles my mind. That you could know somebody was literally threatened with photos if they didn't do something and tell them, oh, well, that's not SA. That is the most hateful behavior I have ever seen. And not like, I'm talking in terms of like survivors supporting survivors. But I want people to remember that for a very long time, it wasn't illegal for husbands to break their wives. So for anybody who wants to sit there and say what happened to me wasn't illegal, number one, it was. You just don't know the whole situation because people like you shut people down before they can actually tell it. You had a hypothetical that Smashley decided to make fun of when I tried to explain that people care more about what happens to people's money than they do people's bodies.
Hey, Jenny.
That was the point of what I was giving that night. No, I didn't press charges on him because I was fucking terrified. Thankfully, somebody else did. Thankfully, other people did. I should have. I should have been stronger. But when I tell you that the way Smashley and Marilyn and all those people who tell me my essay isn't real behave, that's why I was quiet. And that's why I learned to speak as fucking bluntly as I do. That's why I reminded people last night.
It's not our fault that she continuously says what she says Stop the BS said so bluntly because of situations like this. There's different reasons. I don't know why she keeps saying that about the 2-year-old or 1-year-old. I can't remember. Throughout this live, she says there's different reasons why she keeps being so blunt. Before it was like a fundraiser that she did and she was so successful and didn't steal money, and then it was me talking about my personal story with SA, and now it's this. So it just keeps changing. Can't really keep up, but yeah. What was I just gonna say? Fuck. She keeps saying that. Well, the mom, Stop the BS. The mom said it. The mom said it. The funny thing is, I heard it out of Mallory's mouth before I heard it anywhere else. Actually, she's the only mouth I've heard it out of. I haven't heard it anywhere else. And I know she went live. I know Stop the BS went live or whatever and said it allegedly, but I didn't hear it. I don't want to keep hearing that. I get the point, right? Like, I understand what you're trying. Like, I get it, but I don't want to keep hearing it. Nobody wants to keep hearing that, Mallory. It's not about taking the seriousness out of something because we know it's serious. We get it. We know. We are also we're very smart people. You know what I mean? We don't need you to keep saying shit like that to get your point across. She doesn't get it though.
Exactly what Stop the BS said her son did to his little sister. Because all those people who sat there and said real survivors don't talk that way are the same people that literally tell people that they're not a real survivor. And I'm not sorry for making it evident in the chat who supported Stop the BS. I was very intentional when I got up there and I said what I said. And I said it in the firmest way I could say it, because if you're not fucking angry that Stop the BS literally said her son started at 6 years old and he got arrested at 17 and pleaded guilty, you are literally making excuses for someone who has demonstrated a complete pattern over the course of their childhood, despite the mother saying he started therapy when he was 2 or 4 years old. She pleaded guilty to child neglect when he was 8 to 10 years old so that he would get the help he needed, and then went and raped other kids. By 17 years old, it's a pattern. He has demonstrated recidivism. And I tell you what, if people think that those people get out of jail and they don't reoffend, the stats are fucking low. You know what they do? They get better at fucking hiding it. So for you all to think that people need to talk a certain way to raise awareness, no, y'all don't sugarcoat it. And Skittles is a fucking idiot for saying, Mallory, you're romanticizing childhood essay. Do you know what the fuck romanticism is, Skittles? Romanticism is making it okay, dum-dum. Girl, okay, so out of every 1,000 pieces of essay, 310 get reported. A handful go to trial, 6 lead to convictions. Something like 93% of S offenders literally have participated in other violent crimes. Alone, just other violent crimes. A high probability of them have been in DV situations where they've been the abuser. A lot of them will actually, when they're sentenced to life in prison, they'll actually come out and say, oh yeah, by the way, you didn't catch me on what they didn't do.
Crazy fuck.
Yeah, and it fucking sucks, Aries. And I'm really sorry. Thank you, bro. But for all y'all to sit there and think that advocacy is about being gentle and kind, I will tell you right here, right now, the one thing I learned when I worked in advocacy and I was in charge of fundraising. Number one, unlike Ratina, I didn't steal a dime. And my fundraising efforts raised triple or more what Ratina did.
Not the competition.
I can tell you, I increased donations by being blunt.
The one-sided competition at that.
I increased donations by going into meetings and telling people's stories. I took Christmas that provided maybe 10 to 15 families with the ability to give their children gifts because they were in DV situations and turned it into 100 people.
That's what, yeah, it's, the problem. Advocacy is not sharing, the graphic details. Exactly. You can absolutely say things with conviction without fucking traumatizing an entire group of people or triggering them. Hey, trash. You know what I mean? Absolutely. we are not in a court of law, right? I feel like that's kind of where important graphic details that's where it's appropriate, right? That's where it should be told in court. Not when you're on TikTok in a live that's full of already very triggered people because you raised money at a banquet. Like, shut the fuck up.
And I did all of that because I realized that one of the biggest issues that we have is when people sit there and try to dumb down SA and DV, people don't give a shit. Y'all got mad at what I said last night, but you didn't get mad at it when Stop the BS said it. You aren't mad at her for getting on this internet and saying that.
Yeah, Jersey chick, she stands on it.
The fact that some of you all got mad at me did what I wanted to do. You proved 100% unequivocally that you are not a supporter. You are not an advocate. You are a selective advocate who decides that some people are allowed to be survivors and some people aren't. And you cared more about the fact that her words got repeated. You cared more about the fact that you were reminded what she sat on a live and told people that her son did beginning at 6 years old, all the way up until 17, when she told him to plead guilty. And you decided to turn it into telling survivors that they can't be real survivors because their SA is invalid. And I want to remind people, when Skittles fucking came on here, Skittles, I was the only one that stood up for you. I was the only one that made it clear that I believed you. I watched an entire live where some women told you, it's Florida Man, what did you expect? And I didn't fucking question you. So for you to get up in a box and question somebody, that's wild to me. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to take back standing up for you, because I genuinely believe that other people's stories should be believed without questions unless there is absolute proof that they're lying. You do not question survivors like you did Skittles last night. And you showed your true colors. Because you want people to respect you. You want people to believe you, but you feel you have the ability to get up there and tell people who stood with you in your time that they're a liar. And that speaks a lot more about you than anything else ever will. I don't think she lied. I think that absolutely they both have their issues. I'm not going to say she lied. I don't have proof of it. I believe unless I have proof.
Say it louder, girl.
I'm telling you, like, I'm not putting a jacket on Florida Man. I'm just saying that I will never sit here and tell somebody that they're...
Every time she says it, I just think about the victim, who could potentially be somewhere on this app right now, and you gotta hear that shit over and over again. Like,
experience is not real, because I know how that feels. And I know that is 100% counterintuitive to every person in here who experienced the situation that was described and hears it said. Because it doesn't just hurt the person you say it to, it hurts all of the people who have already been afraid that they'll never be believed. And I'm not judging anybody for anything. I am saying that last night, what happened and what got said about how survivors are supposed to behave and be believed,
skip through a little bit of this,
is absolutely disgusting. Hello.
Hey, bear with me. I'm working on a project. Were you in that live this morning, Megan?
Yeah.
Okay, question. Seriously. So Amanda was in the box, right?
Yes.
Megan was in the box, Violet was in the box, and her team was in the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Violet shows the picture, and Megan says, take that picture down. Okay, but
What is that? I don't know what picture.
the picture of Anthony. But then some things Tina was saying and some things Amanda was saying, Megan says, well, I have to disagree with that. And it struck me as, okay, so court paperwork are coming out, proof is being shown, and we're disagreeing. So are you going to be with us to do this awareness, or is she going to be with Stop the BS? I'm so confused.
I can't speak for her. I don't know. I would hope after last night she saw that Stop the BS was lying out her asshole. I don't know. I would hope that she takes time to process things and understands, though, that
somebody asked me who this was, and I thought it was Paroli or the twin. But it sounds like I at least got one of them right. But it sounds like Paroli, right? For whatever reason, it doesn't show a photo.
A lot.
Yeah, once everybody's seen that she was lying, I wanted to get your take on it, because it wasn't sitting with me right.
Yeah. I ended up leaving at some points because it was really frustrating in the comments to see so many people defending Stop the BS and saying that Anthony's behavior was acceptable because he had a situation happen to him when he was younger. Because there are a lot of people who are assaulted that never go on to offend others like that. But you also, and that's why I got in the box and was very fucking direct in what I said and repeated her words. She has literally said since 6 years old, he has been demonstrating a pattern.
Well, I mean, this whole time, everybody was going off the paperwork of the...
Notice. This entire live, she does not repeat those words again. Spoiler alert. I forced myself to listen to this fucking live yesterday, and it took me all fucking day because I'd watch 5 minutes and I'd roll my eyes, and at no point does she repeat those words.
3-year-old. And then she went live and said it wasn't a 3-year-old, it was 1.5-year-old. Yeah. So here we are changing an age to a worse age. And I'm sorry, people that are still on this person's side or kicking it up with them, y'all truly need help. I don't know. Bear with me because I'm still in a lot of pain. I'm gonna try to talk.
Sorry, we had the kiddo who hasn't wanted shit to do with me all day. Now he's like, can I just lay on the floor? No. She's like, I'll be quiet. I'm like, girl, it ain't even about them hearing you. It's this is adult stuff.
I hope you're okay. I've had all my teeth pulled and I got dentures, so my mouth is really, really bad. So yeah. I watched it on YouTube this morning, and I get what you're saying about how your deliverance of that. But what I will.
So for the people asking, Mallory keeps repeating very graphic details about the Anthony situation. And there's one specific part that she has for now a couple weeks regularly just belted out. Yeah, about a child at that. I believe is still a child. And people called her out for it the other night, Mallory. They called her out for it. And now, of course, she's making every excuse under the sun to justify why she does it and yada, yada, yada. And it's just funny to me that this entire live, she doesn't say it again.
Yeah, that you were just giving her words back. Yeah. But I also understand that it is triggering for other people. The way, I will say that, like, I get where you're coming from when you said the way you said it, but I think, and it's just my opinion, I think maybe the deliverance maybe could have been a little X-rated, you know what I mean? Like, it is triggered. Like, you know what I mean? I know it's triggering. It's very triggering. I know. I get it. I do. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to say that, like, I get why you said it, but I think it could have probably been delivered a little better.
Yeah.
I get it. I do. And I genuinely did think about it before, but I felt that the people who were absolutely excusing her, like, sometimes it's hard to be that person and it's hard to say the thing, but I will do it and I will say it if it reminds people what they're supporting. And I come from a space of having learned too that sometimes when you dumb it down, it takes away the emphasis on what happened. And it's kind of like it's that difference of like
did you say that a package was coming for me on the 17th? Because if so, I didn't check it today, but I did check it on Sunday and there was nothing in there, so I don't know. Yeah, you're not a hero for being vile, literally.
Yeah, like I said, I get why you said it, but I can see that it, because it did trigger me in a way when I heard it, and I know it triggered, it can be triggering. So, but another thing I want to speak on is, and I posted the video because Megan, you and Stop the BS both said that I went to her kid's Facebook. I'm barely even on Facebook, first of all.
I never went to the Facebooks at all. The information that was sent to me was anonymous.
Oh, never mind, B. What the fuck am I
never
thinking?
posted a minor child either. Off the video, so
My
I'm going to
bad.
need you to correct that as well. Also, I never
Somebody else.
ever called his job, so I'm going to need that proof as well. If you said you had numbers and names, so I'm going to need that as well. I'm going to need you to prove that I called somebody's job because I never did.
I think at one point somebody said Spread had owned up to it.
I don't know about Spread. I don't talk to Spread, so I don't know if she did, but I know that I didn't. I know Amanda didn't. I don't know if anybody did.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know I definitely know I didn't. So I'm gonna need that proof, and I do appreciate Regina for clocking that.
Yeah.
That because I'm gonna need that proof, and I'm gonna need you to prove that I posted a minor if I didn't, and I have owned this, and I'll still own it, and I do take accountability for it. I did post Sunshine's child as minor because she doxed the night before, and I was in a manic state. She doxed me,
Connie.
my abusive husband, my dead mother, my child. So I posted it, and I felt guilty, and I took it right back down. Anyway, it wasn't right for me to post her kid, and I apologize for that. It wasn't right. I shouldn't have done it. I don't want to stick to that level.
Thank you, Holly.
But the main point is he is on the registry. His mother and stepmother knew of his behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
They knew it was a pattern. They covered for him, and they still do. He needs off this app. He was sent information, people's kids' information. He even said on the live that he knew where to get my kids' info. So that is alarming. Yeah. Especially when Sunshine, sorry, I still have trouble with certain words. Especially when Sunshine has my children posted with their locations. My children are not minors. I get it. They're grown, but they're still my kids. And my oldest one will have a baby here very soon. A newborn very soon.
I want to kind of skip through a little bit of
Has
this.
already been the point where people were upset. Should be triggered by the fact that she was making excuses for a P3 though. And I will say is if you're in a live where somebody is attempting to explain away her son's registry status and the fact that he was put on a registry have already been the point where people were upset. The second that she was very clear and that it was a pattern and not just is for saying the things that nobody else wants to say because it's fucking triggering. But I will tell you right here, right now, for a lot of people who have heard nothing but excuses for what was done to them and been told that they couldn't have been SA'd or raped. Hearing a woman make every excuse under the sun for her son's behaviors and try to explain away his status on the registry is very triggering. I mean, how are you? It's absolutely triggering.
Somehow it always turns it back around to like,
And again, I agree with
her.
her. There are probably better ways that could have been delivered in terms of not triggering people. But at that point, I think people forget that a lot of people were triggered having to listen to a woman explain away her son's registry status.
That's the point.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but that was the point too, where she had sat there and she had said they wanted to get him home to get him help. They wanted to bring him around minor children again so that they could get him help. She has said his entire childhood she tried to get him and never worked. Never worked ever. It was 3. I think you've done it 3 status. Yourself. 3. But again, you might have said we don't want him here because he's a liability.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm gonna say a couple things quick and then I'm just gonna get out of the box because again I'm trying to avoid this shit at all costs. But you're telling her story, and I'm sorry, but it shows neglect from the time that he was 2 apparently.
Skip through some of this because
Anybody has it, so I can reach out to her and see if she has that. Already, but I had to have.
Hi. I joined kind of late, so if this has been said, then forgive me. But just from a legal perspective, I hate saying
Husband is doing specific things. Now, Kayla, you dumb fucking cunt. Just because you don't like the fact that I gave somebody a fucking voice to speak her fucking peace of mind does not give you the fucking right to take my fucking live and post videos about my husband and spread false fucking information.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was her. Aries just blocked her. Did not know that was Spread at all. So if anybody doesn't know, I'm gonna leave that Kayla account is Spread.
Thank you, Mel. I'm gonna drop.
Thank you. Thank you, Aries. No, listen, I think this is a situation where people need to remember that, like, you're allowed to be upset that somebody went on a platform and told a story. I will say, I'm the person, I can't be mad at Megan for what she did. Because she's always done that. She's always given people a space to talk about it. And that what I've seen, Megan has never just taken a side because she's given a person a space. It's triggering, it's upsetting. I get that. I get that people were upset. I was upset listening to her. absolutely upset. That's why I got in the box.
Yeah, Sunny Diego.
Because I felt like people needed to hear what that mother says in defense of her son while throwing her own daughter under a bus. But I do think that at the end of the day, a lot of people did learn and understand that woman is absolutely vile and disgusting.
I have to do a haul.
As unhappy as people are that Megan had that life, I will say by the end of it, I am very happy that despite the fact there were people still defending her, a lot of the people did come to the agreement that she's a terrible person. Not saying Megan, I'm saying stuff, yes. Again, there are people on the internet who recognize that there are hard conversations to have and that things aren't always going to be fucking easy to talk about. I am one of those people. I understand that sometimes the things I say trigger people. I knew what I said last night was going to trigger people. But for people to not understand that people were already triggered hearing a person defend her son while she's out here throwing her own
deflection. Again, we know, Mallory, that's kind of the fucking point.
Daughter under the bus while she's telling you that she wanted her son to get out so she could bring him home and put him around.
So Mallory waltzes in and is like, oh, you know what? Everybody already is pretty triggered here. Why don't we say more shit to make it even worse?
Around minor children again, that should have been triggering to people. If what I said triggered you enough that you're angry at me, why weren't you angry at her for having said it? Because it's been played on multiple lives. No, I think it's just allergies a little bit. It's been played on lives, it's been talked about, and rather than understanding that the reason that it's being emphasized is because people aren't angry enough, you all want to be angry at me.
What do you mean people aren't angry enough? Like, what are you talking about? If I'm not mistaken, you're A-okay with Megan bringing this lady up, but I guarantee you if I had brought this lady up, could you imagine? Could you imagine if I, just say like I had done what Megan did, right? Just wanted this lady to get her side of the story out, whatever. I would never hear the end of it. But because it's Megan and Mallory's running out of friends, she's A-okay with it. So people aren't mad enough, but then you have like what like people already have them blocked, they're not allowing them in, but then your friend goes and lets her in. To me, that's maybe you should talk to your friend.
Smash spoke on Retina, all of that for days because you knew that it was her son behind the misfits. Not the charges, but her son.
Right.
Her son, who she could have gotten help. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah. Anyways, yeah. The one going around making excuses for the guy. It's like, well, you know, but you and Retina gets grouped in with that, and Retina didn't know shit about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All right, I'm jumping down.
Thank you.
But if you want to talk about people being triggered, a lot of people were triggered last night hearing an explanation be given as to why somebody would be on a registry. Point blank period, he's on the registry. Michigan 2025, by the way, a recent audit found that more than 2,700 registrants out of 44,000 potentially had incorrect addresses listed with a 9% discrepancy rate on a random sample for people on a registry, by the way. Illinois reports found that state registry is riddled with bogus addresses, including cases where registrants could not be found months after the initial reports. In some counties in Indiana, officials estimate that roughly 10 to 22% of the registered information was outdated or inaccurate. An investigation in Washington, D.C. in 2020 found 86 offenders whose addresses had not been verified within a year, at least a year. So I will sit here and I will say it again. Number one, for everybody in here who didn't know, this is how Maryland feels about people who are blackmailed into activity, by the way.
Hey, Cosmo.
Get your screenshots if you want that.
Thank you.
To the people who sit on this app and they tell people that their stories are invalid or that they can't be a victim of SA because they don't behave in a specific way, you're absolutely disgusting and I stand on it. And you're part of the problem. And to not care that people who haven't reported because they're terrified of not being believed and they hear you say that and you're part of that problem is wild. Survivorship is not something you gatekeep. I also want to remind people that if you're triggered for what I said last night on a live repeating the mother, not a single fucking one of you were mad when Smashley said I was ripped from my beehole to my beehole, so therefore you couldn't have been SA because that's not what happened to you. I'll find the fucking clip. Best believe. I will find every clip where Smashley has said a disgusting, demeaning, dirty thing because again, what I said yesterday, it's ironic that every time it's pointed out that Smashley let a P3 into her space. Smashley normalized a P3 being around people, and her people were sending photos and information of minor children to a registered P3. The fact that all you all excuse her behavior and you want to focus on other fucking things, every fucking time it gets emphasized. Something happens so Smashley gets off the hook. Friendly reminder, that man that all you all heard that story of last night, Smashley knew he was a predator and she still was okay with him being around because she was using him. Mouth hugs.
What was I using him for? Because if I'm not mistaken, I posted our fucking messages. Tell me what I was using him for. The fuck?
I know, Mallory, just because you yell really loud, that doesn't make you right. And just because you're standing there on your little soapbox doesn't mean that everyone has to follow with what you believe. And, you know, your morals aren't everyone else's morals. And I'm old enough and I have made my way through this world without you guiding me. So I just want to tell you that. Also, I'm getting a trademark lawyer. And you know that, Smash. Goodbye.
She's red in the face.
Yeah, I totally think it should be illegal for her to yell your name. Oh yeah, somebody told me you had a picture of our venue up. Could I see that?
MJ.
Oh my.
MJ, listen. Wait. I just wanted to play that.
I love how we're all match skis. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Right. What Mittens posted?
Oh, I don't know. It had our venue on it. There was like a trailer or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. Can I have the room with the AC when the ceremony's over?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to share with me because it gets hot in this tin can.
Period. And what's the weight limit on the stairs? I'm a little bit nervous. I need to know if I'm gonna be safe.
I don't know, but I've got DeWalt's. You know what I mean? So if we need to add a couple more.
Is Megan the neighbor? Who else is that behind that? Shit.
Apparently, this is allegedly Mittens. My bad. Apparently, this is Mittens' account. I don't know, allegedly, supposedly. But I had this up earlier because right here it says, I didn't do, this is in quotes, I didn't do anything wrong giving a P3DO children's photos. So, I just want to know, like, where the proof of that is. Because, again, I've shown the messages with myself and that person on both of his accounts and on Snapchat. And those are the only places I ever spoke to him. Never needed him for anything, and I definitely never sent him photos. So
maybe I think maybe Mitten should focus on the fact that it's no longer winter. You know,
right?
Yeah. Just saying. But anyway, I'll let you get back to the regular schedule. I just wanted to check out the venue. I heard it was really nice. So
beautiful. Yep.
Great. All right.
Thank you.
Adios, muchachos.
Love you.
I love you.
I am going to end on that note because, again, Smashly let that man around all of you all who aren't outraged about that. And to the person who said, maybe don't use that term because it's triggering too, guess who the fuck it was said to? It was said to me. So maybe I'm allowed to be a little fucking triggered and repeat what Smashly sat on this app and told me and validated my whole fucking experience. You want to talk about how people are allowed to share their experience?
The disgust when she says my name, the look of disgust on her face. It's quite entertaining.
That's exactly what Smashly said to me when she took a hypothetical situation that was meant to demonstrate we give a shit more about people's money than we do women's bodies, and told everybody Mallory got catfished. Everybody, she wasn't an actual essay victim. Never mind the fact that I've talked about all the photos I was blackmailed into acts with.
Yeah, she does not.
Smashly's never apologized after that came out. Marilyn sent me a message last night and told me that doesn't constitute essay. Retina got in a box and acted like she knows what it's like to be an advocate while she's threatening to contact people's abusers, and has contacted people's abusers in the past. Smash literally sat on lives and laughed that she had triggered me to the point to crying. Mayor actually said she got it down to an art form where she could tell when I was about to cry and she thought it was funny. Y'all want to know why I'm angry that y'all don't fucking listen? Y'all want to know why I keep repeating what people have said and done in the past? It's because not a single fucking one of you gave a fucking care in the fucking world when it was actually said. You just want to be mad at me because I remind you and I make you uncomfortable that it happened in the fucking first place. I'm glad it makes you uncomfortable because that tells me that you actually don't fucking agree with it. You just support a piece of shit who gets on this app and tells people they can't be survivors and lets Pete Burritos come around you all. Nah, you can stay mad because you should be mad and you're mad at the wrong fucking person at this point.
So if Smash is not wrong for what she said about your essay, then how come everybody freaked the fuck out when it was said, hey, how would you feel if I went and posted these in a community, like in your community on Facebook? And she flipped the fuck out because she didn't want people in her community around where she lived to know the shit she was saying online. Then all of a sudden it's, oh, you're going real life. So you can sit here and mock trauma.
Okay. Okay, let's try to get this finished.
Retina actually, yeah. Well, Retina threatened to find my abuser and bring him online in Smash's chat, and she didn't care. I have the photographic proof of it. I'm pretty sure I showed it the other day, actually, on the live.
And I even have a screenshot where Mayor puts in the chat, like, Chuck, that's too random of a name. Like, basically implying that that's your abuser's name.
Remember the one person who sent me
Let's
articles
hold on
trying to get me
boxes
to say
just
if it
until
was
I
my abuser or not, and
finish this and
sending
put
me
you guys in
article
my ear.
article of RSOs and the descriptions of what they had done to other people? Because that wasn't triggering, right? That your friend got in an inbox and sent a bunch of articles to try to guess somebody's abuser so they could bring them on the app and talk to them and give them a chance to invalidate their experiences? Y'all kind of wonder why I am blunt at this point. It's because not a single fucking one of you listened anytime anyone sat on this app and invalidated experiences or said something dirty, low, and disgusting. Some of you all only just clicked that Retina outed my mom's DB. Holly May literally sits on this app and cries that her abuser got contacted while her best friend contacts people's abusers so that she can get them to say people weren't abused.
I don't think they understand what it feels like to feel so vulnerable and to be able to trust people enough to be able to talk about it, and you get betrayed because it happened to me. My biological mom did that to me. I thought that I could become me telling and to let people know.
I stand on it. People think it's cute to come on here and tell people their essay is invalid or they didn't experience it or because it wasn't as bad as theirs. It doesn't matter, but they know it's terrible. They know it's wrong. It's why people are mad that things get said that they got triggered with, because the people who got mad at me last night are the same ones that sat there and invalidated everything that I went through. I stand on it. Like, you guys can be mad at me for being angry. You guys can be mad at me for saying something triggering. I will acknowledge that I said some triggering shit, but it was on purpose because not a single fucking person gave a shit when it triggered me a year ago. And it continues to trigger people when people put in comment sections knowing that I was fucking blackmailed into S activity by somebody, that I was catfished. Telling survivors how they're supposed to behave is absolutely triggering to a lot of people. So I'm not sorry that I'm not afraid to fucking do what's hard, because people need to realize how fucking toxic people are on this app. If it triggered you, you should be angry about all the shit that's been said to people to trigger them and belittle their traumas in the last year. Because it's not just me. It's a lot of fucking people. And a lot of people have stayed quiet about it. And a lot of people have thrown a lot of money at Smashly while she invalidates other women's traumas and laughs at them and tells them, oh, well, it wasn't what I experienced, so yours can't be real. And it...
you have, Lacey, you have box cars. Did I hear that?
Dates other women's traumas and laughs at them and tells them, oh, well, it wasn't what I experienced, so yours can't be real. And it hurts because it's like she invalidated. It's a lot of fucking people are on this app. If it triggered you, you should be angry about all the shit that's been said to people to trigger them and belittle their traumas in the last year. Because it's not just me. It's a lot of fucking people. And a lot of people have stayed quiet about it. And a lot of people have thrown a lot of money at Smashly while she invalidates other women's traumas and laughs at them and tells them, oh, well, it wasn't what I experienced, so yours can't be real. And it hurts because it's like she invalidated my experience and I still stood up for her fucking kids. Yeah. I still wouldn't take back trying to get a truce between her and Florida Man, because it was fucking wrong what he did to her kids too.
Nobody messaged her.
That's the difference between people who care though and people who don't. There's always a pick choose.
Trash. That was perfect timing.
Just like them letting tech in their
Thank
space.
you,
No, she chose to marry an RSO. For me, done. Nope. If you are a woman who can be around a man that is on that, you can make excuses for him. I don't want you in my space. I don't ever want you to come around me and fucking think that you can be comfortable defending a man on the registry. It's disgusting as fuck. Stand on it. You have to sacrifice a lot of your morals to be able to marry someone like Steve's husband.
Yeah, Carmen.
I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of people not getting it. Sometimes I feel like it's not even that they don't get it. It's like you said,
Capybara reminds me of MJ
now. That's the
now.
hardest part, is watching people just lack the self-efficacy to even.
She is married now, actually, technically. She did get married, finally.
It's wild to me that people who are survivors seem to think that it's okay to normalize survivors telling survivors how they should behave. It's kind of like when people say, oh, well, they must be guilty because they're not reacting to somebody's murder the way we would expect them to. Like, everybody handles trauma and grief and healing in different ways. Some people own it by learning to love their body and feeling comfortable in clothing that other people wouldn't feel comfortable in. It doesn't give you a right to tell them they couldn't have been a survivor. Some people become louder, some people become softer, some people become more present, some people sink into themselves and don't heal for years and years and years and struggle with ideations of not being on this earth anymore. But I will tell you right here, right now, is that there are a lot of people on this app who are waiting to watch somebody take.
I did get my package. Got my little bullshit button. It's probably loud. And then I was telling everybody when I opened your package, this is the first thing I saw, like, in the bag. And I thought it was a big old box of, like, dead spiders. Thank you, Bear. Scared the shit out of me. All right.
Their life at this point, and I am wholly convinced of that. And I will continue to say it because I don't think that there is enough of a concern on how people are getting passes for behaving and letting P3 around them. This whole act of pretending that Mallory hit a P3 and Mallory's never talked about a P3 before T's husband. It's all to cover for Smash. And I will keep saying it because at this point, I think it's absolutely disgusting that people who sit with Smash have yet to hold her accountable for knowingly letting a P3 into her space. And the last
You're the only person that believes that.
All around, I want to apologize for fucking standing up for what's right. Because if I were to come to Mallory and say, hey, you know, somebody that did DV against me is on the app, they're harassing me, and I want her help privately, do y'all really think you're entitled to know who he is and have him blasted so he doesn't do it to other women? No, because it's none of your fucking business. Y'all don't care about her. You don't. It's none of your business. No, the mod that was being harassed by that man on the registry was genuinely struggling, by the way. So for you all to think that you were entitled to me to come on and scream and yell about it every single day, I brought it up. We asked people to report it, but we also had to weigh the factor that she was also at risk because he would not leave her alone.
Lucy.
And I refuse to believe for a fucking second that if somebody on this app was doing the same thing to somebody on another side, if you don't fucking worry about what that person might do in real life to the person that you love, you're just fucking heartless. We called out a
The
lot
other
of
person is somebody named Aries. It's like probably what her only OG person left, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Everybody else is kind of left her.
E3 on this app, but we worked hard to get him taken down behind the scenes, and people were contacted and asked to report.
Thank you, JJ.
Kind of like how we stopped talking about SLE after SLE started posting people's kids. You know?
Yeah, she blasted Mitch. Yeah.
They still didn't give a shit about that. They actually wanted to be mad at me saying I ran an IP address I never ran. They were more mad that we tried to figure out who that account was than they were at the account for posting minor children. Multiple people's minor children. Let me add that. Yeah. And there is proof on it, and it's not going to be shown. Because those kids deserve to be protected. The only reason people didn't care is because it was people that were associated with me. That's what's fucking sad about it.
Hey, Philly.
But for the better part of 2 years, I've absolutely been calling out P3dos. Barry, we watched numerous times. There was that mom, she's not a P3do, but she would have minors in her box. Remember that, where we consistently went live every time she went live and got everybody to go report her because kids were coming up in boxes engaging with grown men and showing where they lived and shit? It was like something like that. Yeah, 2 months. Like 2 months. Yeah. No, I have covered Dave. I don't like covering Dave. I think she's vile. There's also that alpha guy. Yeah, the alpha guy. We called out RT for her comments. We called out Black Sheep Tiny House. Equal. Like we have.
And I'm waiting. I'm seeing if she's good. There we go. See if she's
Say that it was nobody's business if this guy was running around harassing women and on the registry. And did she just also say that like nobody would have cared or nobody cared because it was her being attacked or something like that? Because I could have swore when I seen that screenshot from the panda lady, I immediately was like, wait a minute, what is that? What is that? Whatever. Then I freaked out. Okay. She wouldn't say who it was. So then people started digging in to find who it was. Also, he is still active on the app. So we found his fucking profiles that he is active on and posted them and put it on the green screen and all of that. Regardless, he's never made it over here, which thank Jesus, but he was messing with them according to what she claims. And we blasted it. Nobody to get hurt. Nobody to go into detail of what was done or anybody's trauma. We said his name, showed his charges, and the active profiles he's on. But she's claiming that it was nobody's business to know these things. I'm going to tell you right now, with all these people in here, if I find out anybody is a fucking woman abuser, child abuser, like doing things that they shouldn't be doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm blasting the fuck out of you. And I don't care.
We're going to take a little break just for a moment. My kiddo wants a little something to eat. And I want a cigarette. And I'm sweating. And I want more coffee. You gotta go sit down and bring it to you, okay? You want a little cheese? You want a little cheese? Like shredded cheese? Yeah. Some what? A little salt on what? The pasta? Okay. I'm gonna find the pasta. Sorry, Holly, I didn't mean to. My kiddo had come in, and I had to turn you down. But yeah, it's pretty wild that I'm gonna have to rewind that part too because I think somebody else in the comments also said that she had said it's nobody's business. So I want to know what she said. Yeah, Julia. A little charcuterie. Yeah, exactly. She hasn't been feeling very good the last couple days. She's had some kind of like icky pukey bug. So we're finally like, after 2 days, she's finally like ready to eat. But we just got to go kind of bland, you know. And right now she wants some buttered noodles. Whereas yesterday she'd only have a couple of, yeah, still. She's not throwing up. She almost made it to school today, but at the last second started crying. She got back in the car and was like begging me. No. What am I gonna say? No. Like if she's crying like that, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna it was different than her like silly, I don't want to go to school. You know what I mean? Like she was in tears because her tummy was hurting. So I was like, okay, well, I'll keep you home another day. Right. Right, Hollyman. Yeah, she just, well, and I can't really blame her because she barely ate yesterday. She didn't eat the 2 days before that. She finally had a decent, a little, like more than a handful of food last night before bed. And then she slept, and then she kind of had some this morning, but that's not enough to go, you know what I mean, to like settle your belly. And then so yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I bet today we'll be able to get her good food in her belly, get her some cheese, a little bit of cheese to eat. She likes some cheese. Kind of give her some of the dairy. And then maybe I can get her to eat some fajitas tonight. A little protein in her. Yeah, Holly May. Yeah, Mary. Yeah, she made sure to make it known that she didn't steal money from the fundraiser either. Actually, no, I don't play with that icky grated jar. I just don't like. I don't know. I've always liked regular Parmesan. Like actually, kind of like the stupid little triangles that are fucking $8. $8 a freaking pop, but so worth it. Oh, I don't care. Sorry, husband. Do you want me to cut them up, or you want them kind of like a little long? You want them this long? Yeah. You can unplug that, baby. Man, it is like 9,000 degrees in this house. Hold on. Actually, for real, for real, for real. 2 pastas. Now you got some cheese and then your buttered pasta. Okay. What time is it? 3:17. Okay, let me make some more coffee. And then we'll go. I'll have a minute to kind of sit down. Thank you guys for the heart knees and the taps. I know I'm like all over the place right now. Mm-hmm. I sure did. Got more? Yeah, mom life. Yeah, I got her buttered noodles. But apparently that wasn't enough butter. So she wants more. Oh, Bear. I'm a French vanilla girly all the way. I'm not really big on like all the other cookie flavors or like super, super sweet ones. Okay. Also could be because you're still a little sick, you know, that you're not tasting. Yeah, add a little salt to it.
Hey, Smash.
Oh, scared the shit out of me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I forgot I had
Only
my
you
headphone
can hear
on.
me, right?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, just me.
But only you?
Yeah, just me. I got my headphone in.
Okay.
That's why it scared me so
Yeah, I
bad.
just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
And I finally got mine settled. I just wanted to say this really quickly. Every point that she makes is null and void. Like, you can keep saying them over and over, but no one said your trauma didn't exist. No one said your experiences didn't happen. Smash didn't know that the dude was what he is. Like, every point you have,
Everything.
every gotcha moment you've got is irrelevant. Not it didn't like
Right.
it's
She
exhausting.
twists things
Right.
into fitting into how she wants other people to perceive them. It used to work. It used to work on people, which is why she still does it.
Right.
Used to work.
100%.
But people have caught on to the fact that that's what she does.
Well, even in Megan's live, her excuse for repeating what the mom allegedly said, I've not heard the mom say that, but I'm not saying she didn't. I'm just saying the only
Yeah,
person
allegedly
I've
she
heard say
did.
that is
Same.
her. Right.
Same. Like that's the only person I've heard say it is her.
Right. Right.
I'm not saying the mom didn't say it, but I
But
feel
her
like other people
reasoning
have
for
heard it
doing
because of
that
her.
was because she said the comments, the way she worded it was everyone was believing her and everyone was sympathizing with her, which is completely not true.
What didn't happen?
Most of us couldn't say anything because the comments kept getting turned off.
Uh-huh.
Second of all,
And if we did
lots of
say
people were
something, it got
clocking
fucking
that
mean.
lady.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, to be like, oh, well, you guys triggered me, so I'm just going to trigger you back is sick. And also how I know you're not a victim. So fuck
Yep.
off.
Another thing. Exactly. Another good point. Somebody who's a victim would never speak like that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sassy.
Exactly.
But you're right. Every single thing that she says is twisted in some way because basically she's not getting what she wants.
Right. And if for some reason you happen to leave out this fact that you were blackmailed and no one caught it, but allegedly you talked about it before, but no one's heard that part, that's still not what you're saying it is. Like,
right.
It's icky, it's yucky, it's still
icky,
not.
Yeah. Again,
and
I've always
you don't
said
get to like
any
add
clips.
details later and then
That's
be
the
like,
thing. I feel like she's just adding.
Right. Hearing her say, Smash is the one who, called it out that it didn't happen. No.
She was called a catfish long before I'd called it, and I never understood why.
Well, the night
until
it
that
happened
night.
was the night TikTok went down.
Yeah,
Because
we
if
were
you remember,
unfavorited.
she was on YouTube saying that shit, and we were all like,
Yep.
wait a
We were
second, did she
unfavorited,
just say
yeah.
what the fuck I think she said? Lots of people
That was
were
actually the
calling it
first
out.
night. That was actually the first night you came back into my chat because you and I weren't talking. Nope.
Yep.
Hey, Trash. Sorry, honey. I totally forgot you were down there. Singing in the trash. Yeah, singing. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I forget I have another trash in here.
I have been kind of like not on the app as much the last couple days because I've been mad. I've been really, really mad. And one of them, the reasons I'm so mad is because of you being victim blamed for what FM did to you. But this is okay. This is why Mallory loses friends. This is why we start to hate you and we get a resentment because you intentionally take things out of context and misrepresent and twist and mislead. Smash not one time made normalize a P3DO in her space or anything. Not one time did she make it okay. Not one time did she defend him. As soon as she found proof, she said who he was and outed his sneakies. And your excuse for saying that is because, you mock it. Oh, well, Florida Man told her and she couldn't believe him. Why couldn't she believe Florida Man? Is it because he lied and said that while she was in the shed drinking, she was giving her husband privacy to do horrific things to their daughters? Was it because he said egregious lies like that about other women and their children?
Right.
Is it because he posted her school information, CPS, and all kinds of things on his page and encouraged people to call? Is it because he had his little bottom of the barrel, like trash pick me bitches, like spreading the rumor that she's driving her kids to school drunk? Could that be why she didn't believe him about him saying that about anyone?
Well, and she even lied about that, trying to say that he came to me privately and said it. Like, no, I had happened to hear it briefly in a live he was holding, but I didn't listen to his lives very often because of all of this stuff that he's been doing to everybody else.
And that's not even a tip of what he did. That's what he did to Smashley. And that's a tip of what he put her through. And then you want to take credit for brokering a deal for them to have a truce, even though OG said she spent like 3 hours or 3 nights on the phone with you two and what you tried to do to make him happy. And she just completely overlooked that because it doesn't fit her narrative.
Exactly.
I'm really upset. I'm really mad at her. I'm really mad at myself.
I'm sorry, honey.
Because I know I could be quiet and stay in my lane and mind my business, but I only know how to make amends for speaking now publicly because I ignored what she was doing so long. I don't know how to make it right other than publicly being like, okay, you guys were right.
That's
and
it.
I know
That's what you can do. We've all done it. all supported someone for way too long. Please don't do that to yourself.
Right, and
That's what you can
I'm gonna
do.
do it again. If a female comes in my inbox crying, I'm gonna do it again. Okay, it's just who I am as a person.
And
I might
can I
be.
just say this too? Like, who believes a person that's trying to rip their life apart? Like, I don't.
Right.
If you're my enemy, I ain't gonna believe shit you tell
He
me.
tried to ruin OG's life too, and while she's going out of her way to be a safe place for his terrible people, you're claiming to love these other women that they tried to. They're still actively saying she sells rugs and is murdering people. Sorry, I said I'm trying
It's
to use
fine.
TikTok friendly.
I know it's
But
hard when you're.
and not only she did the
Believe me.
same thing to MJ, and I even found the clip. MJ only ever said, "I can't blame T for what her husband did, but I can blame her for marrying him." Well, even though she knew, and
Twisted that
Mallory
all up.
ran with she's justifying this and she's justifying that and yada yada yada. You know, the reason why I can give certain people a pass is the same reason why you can give the trash bags a pass after they sat there and harmed people you claim to love. So it is what it is. And I will never use my story of survival to discredit another woman's story, okay? But we have to understand that just because we deserve a seat at some tables doesn't mean we deserve a seat at every table. And I took it real personal. When I went into enemy territory, and I don't mean that as a jab, it's just like, I don't know what else to say, and defended Mallory and validated her story just to find a clip on Cloyd Mustache. It's on Cloyd Mustache. Anyone can see it. But just to find a clip of what she did to Marla. I took that real fucking personal. And that was enough for me to walk away. But I decided to do my homework because I have amends to make. And I hate to tell you, Mallory, but you didn't get every YouTube off or video off. I was able to find some that go all the way back to when I first saw you with Lauren the Mortician. And I think
Yeah,
some
she
people
was
forgot about the
upset about that.
pages. Well, some of the pages haven't been active in a long time. I think they've been forgotten. I've been able to see the pattern, and now I have to question: how many people did you intentionally mislead, misrepresent, put misinformation out, and we just believed it because we wanted to believe you were who you said to be, who you said you were? Because I can tell you what you're doing to Smash is not the first time you intentionally talk too loud, too fast, too much, and overpowering, so you can force your narrative down people's throats. And I'm really upset. And I'm really upset that I partook in that. I'm really upset that she's allowed to go live to live to live and victim shame people that Florida man harmed. And that they're like, well, you could have quit poking. You poked the bear. Florida man would do the most egregious shit, and someone would match his energy, and then he would cry like a little girl about leave me alone. I just want people to leave me alone. No, you want to be able to abuse people and then not have to deal with anything from it.
Right.
And that's just what I can. And oh my God, I don't want to watch any more videos. Okay, I spent 2 weeks going down this rabbit hole, and I took one comment. Just one person said she said Florida man was a good guy, and that's all it took for me to be like, I'm gonna go look. And I had some people help me find clips, but the clip of Marla was enough for me to walk away because you let me go in enemy territory and stand for you. And no one was necessarily mean to me. I think they were trying to be like, bitch, what's not connecting?
Right.
But they let me say what I wanted to say. And I left that life thinking I was going to come out of this on top and that I was going to be able to stand beside Mallory. And that's not what I got at all.
Right. Well, I think it was either Ratina or Mare who, I think it was Ratina who posted a video of all these times where she cut people off and dropped them out of boxes, or she cut someone off speaking and dropped and ran, and all these different times that she's done that. And like you said, it's a pattern that just keeps going. And for the people that are still there who can't see it, but I do understand it. I do.
They can't see it for
Listen,
the same reason I couldn't see it, and it's because we didn't want to.
singing in the trash. Listen, I sat alongside Florida Man for way too fucking long, and I sat beside Mallory, and I sat behind. Like it's taken us all time to eventually see things because, like you said, you'll see it when you're ready to. You know what I mean? And sometimes that happens sooner for people, and sometimes it doesn't. I sat alongside Florida Man, and while he wasn't doing some of the stuff he was doing to the rest of us at the time, he had still done some pretty horrible things. And who knows what was going on in the background?
And
On the back end, you know.
And I'm really sorry that what he did to Mallory wasn't enough because it should have been enough. But that doesn't cancel out what he's doing presently or what he did before he
Right.
went to jail. And it got worse. It escalated because the more he got away with it, the more he escalated. My first introduction to Florida Man was him making fun of a woman who lost a baby to SIDS. And I still gave him the benefit of a doubt. So
Same.
you know,
I did the same thing, you know, because he had made up with that lady and they were fine and like she forgave him or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, like there's several times I shouldn't have, but
so I am going to try to make amends, and I am going to hop in boxes and speak the truth I saw to help validate people because I feel like I owe that. But I'm not going to beat myself up over it
yeah,
too much
don't beat
longer.
yourself
I
up.
think you go from mad to embarrassed, which makes me mad again.
Right. I get that. I do.
And I can tell you, when people found out that I was upset, and I'm talking like this all happened during the spring equinox. And the only reason why I remember it is because I care about the spring equinox. But the amount of the people who first were to reach out to me to make sure I was good were people from the enemy side. So like, they don't seem too bad in my inbox. Actually, they're not asking for any questions. They're not trying to get any information from me. They just want to know that I'm good, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't really know anything. Like we didn't have prayer
No worries,
conversations or
Pinkbird.
anything. So, but even if I did, I wouldn't do that because I'm not. I'm just saying you're acting like Smash just got on this app one day and was like, I can't believe I feel like not believing Florida Man today for no reason. You're intentionally leaving out why he wasn't believed. You're intentionally leaving out the history and the patterns of other people. I mean, you won't even acknowledge yours. And I can tell you something. The one thing that was consistent in all those lives I watched for 2 weeks, the amount of times people said she can't be wrong, and that is still that is still a thing to this day. So where's all the growth and evolving we hear about?
Right.
Because my growth and evolving is getting up in a public box and being like, I was wrong, I messed up, and I took part in hurting a lot of you. Thanks for not being mean to me, but if you are, I get it, and I earned it.
Well,
You know,
listen, you've done
Which
a
she
great job.
did
I will
at one
talk.
point.
Yeah,
Like,
and I will
mind you,
talk some
she did
shit.
do that.
Okay. And I will talk some shit for my friends. I'll probably do it again. Like if someone was mean to Aubrey right now, I'd be like, leave her alone, mud bucket.
Yeah. But Mallory and I made amends at one point, and she did take some accountability. She's not completely unable, but I think
Right.
it's like a front. I don't think it's real. Like,
I
you
think
know
she
what I
only
mean?
does it when she can't weasel her way out of it somehow. And I feel
Right.
like over the months, she's just learned more and
Sure.
more how to weasel herself out of it, which is why she deflects and does what she just did and what we just listened to. She's figured out that she can just and then she likes to say, "Oh, I don't listen to what other people say. I don't do all that." Like that's her way of basically not having to take accountability for the things and the stuff that we all clock over here or in other areas where she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, if I just pretend I didn't hear any of it, I don't have to take accountability for it. I don't have to answer to it."
And I
We
can
know
tell
your
you,
antics, girl.
if someone got in this app and tried to make it look like my husband was harming my daughters, I wouldn't shut the hell up either. I'd fight.
Yeah.
I'd give it right back too. I
Well,
absolutely would.
He's doing it to all my friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're not just gonna shut me up anymore. I had it. I had enough.
And I actually was like sneak watching when that was going down with you, and I saw you try to be quiet. I saw it. But like people were coming to you in tears because it was happening to them. It's almost like him getting off your neck made him double down on them and do worse to them.
Exactly. And then it's like now he had like, and I don't have a massive platform, but I do have a pretty decent sized. What the fuck was that? A pretty decent sized platform where, you know, I can come out and speak, and other people can come out and speak, and it's like it's almost felt like the only reason why he made that truce with me was so that he didn't have to worry about this platform, and then, like you said, he could double down and go harder at other people who might not have had such a decent platform or a space to go to. And I
And
didn't
plus,
like
some
that.
people are just scared of him. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
intimidated by him too. Like some people were, and you were mad enough not to be scared anymore.
Yep.
And when we have, if
That's
we can
exactly
use
what
our
it was like
voice, we should do it. We should. And I just hate
Right.
like, and here's the bottom line too. Why I stay. If Florida Man got out of jail right now, she'd platform him tonight. There's no way you could convince me differently.
Apparently, she's already sitting with all of his people, so
She
I
is,
don't
and
doubt
that's one.
that.
She is, and that's what I was talking about. These people who are still actively lying on OG, who she's supposed to love and care about, and doesn't ever want to harm again, because she did the same thing to OG that she's done to other people. She intentionally said misinformation. So anyway, but you're having the people in your life, and as soon as you see some of us come in, you make sure to point out it's a safe space while they're actively, presently,
Right.
still saying those things about OG.
Yep.
And we all know why Farrah got hidden and wasn't allowed to respond to anyone, because you'd have to be blind not to see how bad those texts were photoshopped.
Well, not, you know, after MJ called all that out, she disappeared and everyone went quiet about it because she proved that it was all fucking lies.
And I think the only reason why she stopped with the MJ and T thing is because, like, MJ's platform is unshakable. Like,
Facts.
they are on business every day
Facts.
just to do it, just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
And people ride for MJ, and people are writing for Smash, and we try to write for you, Mallory, but you make us look dumb every time.
Every time.
And even when people are trying, I knew some of those girls were struggling with being nice to me, and I knew probably a couple of them wanted to shake me. They still made sure I left that space okay. I didn't get dropped. I didn't get screamed at. I didn't get overtalked. And they made sure I was good when I was like, I gotta go, because we had to play Mario Kart, and that's real serious in my house. Like, my stepson comes over. We got Mario mouth. It's real violent.
Hey, Beans.
But I just want to say, even as people who are silent watchers, people who are really willing to have an open mind can see the truth. Some of us take a little longer than others. I think some people are sticking beside her because of what she knows, or because they think they can't go anywhere else, or maybe because they burn enough bridges. That's the only place they can go.
It's typically
Eventually, we all have to look. If we have a problem with everyone, and everyone has a problem with us, could we be the problem?
That part.
And if you're willing to spend 2 years watching lives of Mallory, you will see every accusation ends up being a confession.
Yeah.
And I think she's jealous of Smash. I really do. Because, like,
definitely,
even when they had, like, their truce, it was very, you can see it was very, it was a very
She has
thin
to try hard to get people to like her, and Smash doesn't have to give it any effort. That's the difference.
That's true. Yeah. I was sliding in here quietly for a long time, not telling anyone.
I did that for a long time too.
So,
listen, I used to block Smash every time I saw her come into a live that, like, and this is like a long time ago, like when we were in anti-scam, like every time I saw her name, if I was a mod, she was getting blocked, and she hated me for it.
So that weekend, I decided to go do my research on Mal. I had a friend helping me find clips, and we were trying to find someone that could find me the clip of her defending Florida Man. And we were running off names I could ask, and I was like, "Can I ask Smash?" And she goes, "Well, she won't yell at you, but she probably won't open it either." And she did not open it, nor did she yell at me. I was gonna be like, "Can you point me to the direction of this one clip?" But I ended up finding it. So
that probably wasn't even on purpose, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I got
the weekend that I asked
day
for that was the same, or about the same time that she decided to confront her neighbor with the pew pew.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I don't think I saw that.
So I feel like she was. Oh no, I'm wrong. I made my husband watch that live with me because I would have done the same thing. It's like, it's not just me, baby. But it was the weekend that you found out who Misfit Toys was when I sent that message to you. It was that same day. So you had your hands full anyways.
Well, like, I get a lot of messages, and sometimes I open things and I'm like, I'll come back to that.
Well, I sent you that message that morning, and I'm 3 hours behind you. I sent that message in that morning, and then that night you were like, "This is who he is," and I was like, "Oh, well."
Mare can point you in all the directions. If you need something, Mare is amazing.
Yeah, I am terrible at finding clips.
I spent 3 days going through every video that Mare and Kool-Aid Mustache had up.
Yeah.
Like
you can find a lot on there.
Yeah, but and because Mare has 2 pages and Kool-Aid Mustache has like 3. I spent 3 days going down those pages. And
Yep.
I now know if I'm like, I've seen enough, I don't really see anymore, but I now know who is the clip person if I need a clip to ask.
Yeah, I'm not the person to ask for clips because I don't even find myself clips.
I also
I don't
spend a
even do
lot of
that.
time on Retina's page too, so
Yeah.
that'll make her happy.
Yep.
Retina's
All right,
funny
listen.
too. Huh?
Thank you, Ruby. I have to get going because I
Okay,
gotta
I just
go
wanted
get
to
the
say that and
keto.
make my amends with you too, but I'll hop down.
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate it, singing. Don't be too hard on yourself, girl.
Let me say one more thing, please.
Yeah.
Okay. What was said yesterday using part of a story that you told about your trauma was completely and utterly disgusting and out of spite. And when you did what you did, because I know you don't listen or anything, when you did what you did in bringing your story to the app, you made a lot of us who've been through real life stuff like that feel backed into a corner to explain ourselves into why we felt the way we felt about it. You made us feel like we had to say something. Okay. So for someone to get vulnerable like that and say the things that Smash shared with the people that she trusts and love and who care about her, for you to repeat those things is almost the dirtiest thing I've ever seen you do on this app, bitch.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
And I hope that you lose sleep at night over it, even though I know you won't.
No, she sleeps like a baby, but that's why people don't like her because she
Well, yeah, I mean, revel in all your
keep digging
friends
yourself that
because
hole,
that's
girl.
what you got, girl. So I
Yeah.
had to say that.
Yeah.
I love
Hang on to
you.
the ones you got. I love you too.
Yes.
Thank you,
All
Virgo.
right. Bye.
Bye, honey. Love you guys. Ranger, I know you came up a little earlier. Do you want to? I don't know if you had something to say real quick. I got 2 minutes before I'm going to go start the car. Yeah. She'll do anything. She'll do anything at this point. Oh, okay. Like I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. I think Mallory, if she had the option, she would pay big money to cancel me. But even if she were able to ever cancel me, people still aren't gonna like you. So I don't know, maybe you'll see me tonight. We'll see. I might come on. I guess it depends on what happens or how I feel. I didn't feel that good last night. Like I wasn't sick or anything. It was just kind of like, oh, I was ready to just lay down and chill. Play some Minecraft. Yeah, Mary, she really does. It'll always be either my fault or Retina's fault. Always. Yeah, if I'm not playing Minecraft. No, I think that's what irritates her so much is no matter how much she lies or tries to twist things, spread misinformation, people pay attention over here. They pay attention to everything. And believe me, if I were as vile as she says that I am, say that I got proof, a month ago and still let this dude around. Just say, for instance, I did, right? People would hold me accountable for that. People would tell me. It's not like I have this platform where I'm just invincible and I can do and say whatever the hell I want and people aren't like, hey girl, you know what I mean? If somebody disagrees with something, they come to me. She just can't stand that no matter what she says and her little lies that she spews, that people don't believe it. And again, it's because people pay attention. People pay attention. They're not dumb.
Okay? Just save yourself. Like, save yourself for a different cause or something. I don't know, but it's not
Right.
happening.
Right. Literally. Yeah, she'll go back on and I don't even care defend myself anymore just because I just don't whatever, whatever. Whatever, girl. You have fun. I will, however, stream you and all your bullshit. So everything you say will come out eventually, and we'll do a little watch party because sometimes I just can't believe the shit that comes out of her mouth. Yeah, she doesn't watch anyone. She doesn't watch us. Nobody believes you, Mallory. Golly, nobody believes that you don't watch anybody. And it's funny every time she says that. I don't think we got to that part in this live, but every time she says that, I don't watch anybody anyway. And then she'll be like, well, except for when we watched such and such last time. This last time she said it was Retina's.
Okay, so are you saying that you didn't? Okay, so are you saying that when you found out who Misfit Toys was, that you outed it immediately?
No, when I found out who Misfit Toys was, the only thing I had heard was Florida Man briefly say he had charges, but there was no like proof shown.
Right.
There was no, I hadn't seen any charges or anything like that. So it was like, I'm not just going to take it and run with it at that exact moment. Right. And
Right.
then, I don't know. Yeah, it was probably shortly after, like, I was watching your live, obviously, but I didn't see any proof in that one either. And I actually need to go back and watch that because Mallory said you did show proof, but I'll have to go back and like compare the two lives because I didn't see anything then. But when I did see Spilled on the FYP,
Yeah.
that night I outed it. I outed who his accounts were, blocked him, haven't
Okay.
gone back.
Because I was confused because I was under the impression that that night that you were streaming my live when I was streaming Stop the BS that you knew then. So you didn't.
No, I hadn't seen proof, right? So like I knew that there were allegations out.
Right.
That people had said it, but I had still not seen any proof. And then I think he gave me some kind of brief excuse in the DMs, if I remember correctly. So yeah, and I didn't know. And even the night that stopped Spilled on the FYP, I don't know why I could get those two mixed up. That night that she went live and I was listening to the charges. I didn't even know who she was talking about that night because it was late that night, and it was MJ's live the next day that I found out that they were actually talking about Anthony. But that night I was still listening because I'm like, I thought maybe it was like an old mod over there or something because they were using a different handle.
That makes sense.
And I didn't, and I only knew him on as the Misfit page. I only knew him on that page, so I didn't know what his like simple husband, something like that. It was like a simple's husband. I thought they were talking about Ahmad's husband. Yeah, I had no idea because I never knew him to be on that page. So I was confused until the next day, and I was on MJ's live, and people were like, "No, girl, that's Stop the BS's son." And that night, it was that following that night, I was like, "Oh, put up his pages."
And you let it all out. Okay, well
Yeah,
then that
and I
makes more
blocked him.
sense than. And I even asked the questions in Mallory's too. Like, if you're telling me that she knew, can you show me that she did? Because that is a serious thing, right?
Yeah.
And if you didn't, how can I say stop fucking false jacketing people and not be fair all the way around?
Right.
Because if you didn't do that, then nobody should be saying that you did.
I agree.
I need to say
appreciate
this.
you coming up to ask yourself. I appreciate that.
Oh, of course. I was, of course, listening from the outside. And I was like, you know what? I think that she will answer honestly because I had questions and I was still not shown anything.
Yep.
I need to ask you too, like, when you found out, that's when all ties were cut, right? Like, immediately.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's fair.
I blocked
Smash.
him. I left MJ's live that day. I left MJ's live after I dropped from a box, went directly to his two pages, took screenshots. I think I blocked him first even. I blocked him first, and then I took screenshots of his pages. And then that night, I couldn't obviously go live. I go live at night Because I have my kids and stuff, so I couldn't go live right away. But I was gonna get my ass on live that night, and I outed his 2 pages.
Well,
And
I
didn't
even
talk about
thought about
anything
it
else.
because at first I was mad. Like, I was like, you know what? Smash was restreaming me talking about Stop the BS and making fun of me instead of listening to what I was saying. But we didn't know that he was Misfit Toys then either. So it's
Right.
not like you would have known. So anyways, I just had that realization as I was listening to you just now that I was holding something in against you that you really didn't know. So anyway, I'm trying to be diplomatic. I'm trying to get, I'm not trying to fucking fight
I
with
appreciate it.
anybody.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming in and genuinely asking the questions that you had. I appreciate it. I'd rather it be like that than have to try to go back and forth with people. And, she's like, that's a dangerous thing. And to insinuate that I would allow Will.
Oh, she got a phone call. I've known you a long time on this app. I've known you a long fucking time. And while we might not be getting along right now, it was something that I was having a hard time believing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
So, I mean,
I
me
would
and you,
never.
we have talked behind the scenes about people and even restreaming certain people that have issues and deciding not to do it because of the issues that they're going through at the time. I know better. So I needed to ask. And I am glad that I came in here and asked.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Smash, listen, when I was over in Mallory's box, I said something to the effect of laying down swords and standing together for the right things. Because if we do that, it's more powerful and we will be able to stop people like Misfit Toys from running around collecting children's information, and that's awful. So anyway, I get it. I'm friends with Florida Man. Everybody fucking burn me to the stake. What the fuck ever. I get it. But it doesn't invalidate what I'm saying.
All right.
Thank you.
For sure. Thank you. Appreciate it. I have to get going. I gotta go get my kiddo. Am I frozen? What's happening? Or it still shows shoes in the box. Anyways, I might see you guys tonight, might not. Hopefully MJ goes live. Go live, bitch. But I gotta go. You guys have a lovely day. And I will see you either later tonight or maybe I'll try to go live again tomorrow. We'll see. Love you.